They say that anything worth having is hard to keep.
This week, a tropical cyclone came. There is something so incredible about the tropical rain. With drops so big and heavy that in moments your whole body is saturated. The brewing summer storm brings so much energy, and everything has so much force. With these constant showers, our daily routine shifts, and we've learnt to do all of the farm work in the dripping rain. Everything is soaked. The mangoes are engorged with water. The young lychees have already grown so big and juicy. Every few minutes, as the sun peeks out from behind a dancing cloud, a rainbow appears, so much brighter than we've ever seen before. The black cockatoos have returned with the rain, and each afternoon they come screeching through the valley. They thrive in the wet season, playing in the storms and dancing in the rain. They teach us so much about joy and freedom.
I spent all my life wondering.
We're learning to appreciate the tropical rain and to work with it, to dig the soft earth, to play in the intense rain, and to watch for the brightest rainbows that fill the valleys. Life in nature has taught us to live with each seasonal change, and while it's soaking wet, we're balancing working in the rain with bunkering down and creating in our studio. These beautiful slow days give us so much time and freedom to paint and sew.
All my dreams were now including you. And see my path.
As creatives, we take so much inspiration from the seasons and our routines in the rainforest. The animals, the land, and the changing seasons are at the forefront of everything we do and create.
When I looked in your eyes. Surprise! I went off when I looked in your eyes. Yeah.
With all the summer growth, there are so many weeds everywhere, so I just mulched all of this area with the zinnias. There's no better feeling in the world than having a big painting sketched up and ready to go. I'm so excited.
My brother, you can stay anytime that you like. My brother, take your time. Ain't no rush in this life. My brother, you can come as as your truck passes by. Put some food on your plate.
Over the last few days, I've been pattern making and starting to make a fun yellow dress. So I want to make the final dress out of this, which I'm really excited about. And first I normally make a prototype out of a really plain fabric, but I ran out, so I'm going to use this tuna cover instead. I really like it, and it will just mean I'll have a second dress that's almost the same, but I can make sure it's all perfect so that I don't waste this fabric, because I love this fabric so much. So this was just a first prototype, but it actually turned out really well. So I'm going to make it into a real dress, and I'm just going to add some little like butterfly sleeves that are all fluttery. And on the final thing, I think I'll make it a little shorter. I'll take it in at the back, and I'm going to make it so these meet at the center instead of crisscrossing. But apart from that, I'm really happy.
I think often simple pleasures we knew. La 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 la. Brother Jimmy, where do you ride tonight? Brother Jimmy, far and out of sight.
It's so cozy showering down here in the rain and the mist and the fog, and the sheep are eating up on the hill. It's the most cozy place. Right now the shower is a gas hot water system, but we want to change it to a solar one. Normally we're not down here that often, or when we are, we just swim in the dam, so we don't really shower that much. So we never really have to replace the gas model that much. But now we're living down here, we think that we should replace it to a solar one just because it's more sustainable and we're relying more off ourselves, which is really cool. No clover, don't. It's been raining for like a week now, and it is a bit crazy. Everything's so slippery and wet, and this tree fell down, and it's just all a bit mad. But every day, no matter the weather, we always have to let the sheep and the goats and the ducks out and feed them and care for them. And my cheat that I've learnt is to just wear a bikini while you do it, because that way, if you get wet, you just get wet.
seen you in a while. Wonder if you got yourself a brand new style. And I hope you are happy. And I hope you're smiling back at me.
Hi! You're all hiding! Hi, Magnolia! The goats get so funny on rainy days. They just scream and hide in their pen all day, just screaming out to us and complaining the whole time.
Message from above, let me know you are happy. Let me know you're smiling back at me.
Okay, come on, out of the
Have you wisdom or some advice? How'd you get through?
I got the whole face done yesterday, which is really good because I feel like that's often the hardest part. But I've still got a lot to do today and it's so humid in here.
Back at me. If I was weightless and I could fly, I'd log 1,000 hours buried in the sky. And I know I'd be happy, and I know I'd be smiling just for me.
So this is where the water comes from for the garden, but I don't have a hose at the moment, so I have to just like cart buckets whenever I need to water the plants, and it's really frustrating. So this is just collected rainwater from the gutters, and then also we collect water from the hills, which comes through this pipe. So I'm going to add a little trench that goes along here, and then I can put a hose there, and I'll be able to water gardens so much more easy. But in weather like this, I don't even need to water it. It waters itself.
You got yourself a brand new style, and I hope you are happy, and I hope you're smiling back at me. I was thinking, I know it's tough. Could you say
I'm finally finished, but now the ducks are eating all the worms out and filling it back up with dirt.
happy? Let me know you're smiling back at me. Have you wisdom or some advice? How'd you get through all the times throughout your life? How'd you show you were happy? How'd you know to keep on smiling?
There's something about just being in the rain and not trying to run away from it and find shelter or anything, just celebrating the beautiful rain and surrendering to it.
If I was weightless and I could fly, I'd log 1,000 hours buried in the
And the other cool thing about just surrendering to the seasons and doing the ducks in the rain in my bikini is that whenever I see a good opportunity for a swim, I can just go.
just for me. Yeah.
All the animals have been done now. Everyone's happy, everyone's been fed. I've been for a swim. So I think we're all good to go back to the studio now.
Working my fingers to the bone, back on the old grindstone, going this long without a laugh.
So I want to build a duck pond here, and I want it to be very dramatic, and I want there to be like a pool here, and then like a little waterfall that goes down to the next pool, but it also is like a water slide, and it's all very ridiculous and sounds really hard to achieve, and I should probably get an excavator, but it'd be just so hard to get one here. So I'm just gonna see how hard it is to dig while it's this wet, which I feel like is gonna be way too hard.
Strings are wearing me.
There's no way. This is an old road from when this used to be all bananas, so it already has like a bank to where the old road used to be. So all I need is like another bank there. So if I cut all that out and then put it there, you would hope that it wouldn't be that hard, but I think it will be.
I got dreams.
Alright, I'm not going anywhere. This is ridiculous. I think that I need an excavator or some sort of solution that is not a tiny shovel.
If I have any strength left, I won't be at my next shift. They're never gonna see me again, 'cause I'll be on the train with my friends. 'Cause I've got dreams. Traveling round, catching my breath with my feet on fresh ground. They say that anything worth having is hard to keep. If you look at our history and see that's true for you and me, there's all this speculation of what love is supposed to be. It's not something you can read up on, no. You just know it when you see it. You can't feel it coming. The most famous surprise, I went off when I looked in your eyes. I spent all my life wondering just what I'm supposed to be. And I'm always taking big long steps when I don't know where they will lead. But I remember seeing you, and I knew right then something changed. All my dreams were now including you. It seemed my path had rearranged. You can't feel it coming. The most famous surprise. I went off when I looked in your eyes. Surprise! I went off when I looked in your eyes. Yeah.
Julia always amazes me with her art, and watching her create is always such an honour. The moment that the painting is based off was a special afternoon when a rainbow appeared over the hills and it lit up the whole landscape. Julia doesn't know whether to include the rainbow or not, so please help us decide in the comments. The music in this video is by Jordan Prince, whose soft storytelling makes us smile on these cozy days spent creating. You can find his links in our description. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and a big thanks to our patrons, you mean the whole world to us.